Accu-Stats Video Productions presents from Chesapeake, Virginia, the 25th Annual U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. I'm Bill Incardona, and it's always a pleasure to be working alongside of Hall of Famer Nick Varner. Nick, this is really a special tournament. It's the 25th anniversary of this event, and what can you say, but it's the greatest tournament we've had on our tour.
Yeah, this really turned into a great tournament, and you just looking straight ahead at that $50,000 check, Billy, and that makes it major.
Okay, anyways, the two players that are left in the tournament, Earl Strickland, as you see him on the monitor, he's been playing absolutely flawlessly this week. I mean, he's really blown out just about everybody he's faced, and when he's playing well and he's on a roll, he's probably the toughest player in the world to derail. His opponent, Takeshi OKUMURA, well, Takeshi is playing extremely well. He only has one loss. That was in the hands of, obviously, Earl Strickland. And he's going to try to redeem himself and capture this $50,000 first prize. But he's going to have to play awfully well and break the balls awfully good to do that.
Well, Earl Strickland's definitely been the big story here in Chesapeake this week. Billy, his game's been in high gear, and so far it doesn't look like anybody's really put much pressure on him. He's had that momentum going in the break, and he's getting the shots after the break, and his offense has just been incredible this week.
It certainly has. He's a 4-time U.S. Open champion, 5-time world champion. Takeshi OKUMURA realizes all this. Hopefully he can just put this aside for the next hour. We'll see how well he can do.
Well, I tell you what, he's an experienced player, and Earl beat him in the finals of the winner's side, but now he's got one shot at the $50,000, and he's definitely an experienced player, and if he can get off to a good start, I look for a good match, Billy.
The corner ball immediately in the first rack went straight in.
No, it jarred. It jarred and didn't go in. It kind of jarred the pocket. It looked like it was going, but it didn't. So
I've already missed the ball then. I don't miss too many up here. But, you know, he was making the corner ball with regularity in his match against Francisco Bustamante, the match that actually preceded this match, and I thought that perhaps that went straight in. It looked like it did, but evidently it didn't. Strickland's at the table and repositioning cue ball for the 3 in the same pocket, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to try to come, I think, 3 rails around the 4. No, he's able to kill it. I thought he was a little thinner than that, but it looks like Earl's in great position now to win that first game and get to the break shot, which has been working so good for him this week. He's definitely been in high gear, and he's definitely put on an awesome display of 9-ball, hasn't he, Billy?
He certainly has. His speed ball control is really just impeccable, I could say. Not only the direction, but the speed as well. He actually dropped down a little further than he wanted to on that shot, Nick, so let's see if he can recover here.
Yeah, I don't know if he can kind of punch that in the side and stop in time for the 6 in this lower right-hand corner or not, or if he has too much angle. It could, if he has to go down table into all them balls, that's tough to get shape on the 6 if he has to go all the way down. No, he's all right.
Yeah, very nicely stroked shot.
Yeah, it's a nice touch, and just great position on the 6, and looks like Earl's going to pull in the lead 1-0, Billy, with the first rack. OKUMURA didn't make a ball on the break, and Earl's taking advantage.
Just like he's got all his balls. At the end of game number 1, it's Earl Strickland with the early lead, 1-0. This is a race to 11 for $50,000 in the U.S. Open title. Yeah, he's really been playing flawlessly all week long. You can see it when he walks around the table in his walk. You know, just the way, just his demeanor. You can see that he's really playing well.
Yeah, you're right. His tempo and rhythm. He is playing terrific pool, and he's definitely been the big story this week so far in the U.S. Open. So far, nobody's laid a glove on him, and I know OKUMURA would like to change that in this final match and take that 50,000 back to Japan, Billy.
Yes, he would.
Look how close that 9 came to the corner, but I think he's going to come up dry too, and he's going to leave OKUMURA a good shot on the 1, and the 3 and 7 are the 2 balls to the left of the spot that he's going to have to deal with. And then the 4 is all the way up at the other end of the table. So this is kind of an interesting rack, and I think it's really important that he bears down on this rack of balls and ties up that score if he wants to stay in this match. As offensive as Earl's been playing in this tournament, and I bet OKUMURA's sponsor, Cosmo from Tokyo, I bet he's sweating this match hard. I think he'd like to see the U.S. Open trophy reside in Tokyo.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. But in the meantime, this particular rack doesn't play easy. The 2 to the 3 and the 3 to the 4 is a big problem here. Now he's taking a look at the combination 3-7-9. That is an option. I don't know if that's his best option, but it certainly is an option, Nick.
Well, it's one of his options. He's fallen a little flat on this 2, where it's not so easy to go around and play the 3 in the same pocket. And then when you play that, your speeds are critical because you can fall where the 3's a pretty easy shot, but you can't get back up table for the 4. So you got a lot of choices here, man. You could go into the balls, but boy, I tell you what, that's playing that 3-ball combination. That's definitely an aggressive move right off the start here.
Does he have a chance to go into the balls? And if he misses the 7 or the 3, then play the combination possibly?
Yeah, he could possibly clip that. And
well, he's playing position for the 3, Nick. He can't afford to get the fall on top of it.
I tell you what, he's pretty close to straight in. I don't know if he can slide up, but I don't know if he's got enough angle to go straight down to the end rail on the right side of the table, clear the side, and get down on that 4. He may have to draw out of there.
Well, if he has to draw out of there, Nick, it's going to require a big stroke. I don't know if he can get the ball back far enough. Now, you know, he miscued in his match against, I think it was Bustamante. No, matter of fact, he miscued in his match against Strickland the first time he met him, and it cost him dearly. And once again, he's miscued. And it was on the draw shot.
Yeah, he fell that bad angle where he had to go in and out, didn't he? And
now that's the second time he's miscued. And
well, he's going to be behind the 6, I think, when he shoots the next time. Oh, he didn't catch a rail. Wow, wow, wow.
That's a big mistake.
That's a major error there now. That he's got an easy 3-9. I don't look for him to run out here. I'd have to shorten this game up a little, Billy. How about you?
Absolutely. I mean, this is something he really didn't expect to get. But in the meantime, he's at the table looking to tie up the match. Strickland in his chair saying to himself, how could I do this? 50,000, the U.S. Open trophy.
Ooh. Wow, he kind of wobbled that in.
Let's get a picture of Strickland in the chair. He doesn't look very happy. He's got his head bent down. I don't know, but I'm sure he'll forget about it because there's no reason why he should remember that. He's done so many good things all week long. One mistake, that's expected from, anyone, let's go on. And at the end of rack number 2, it's Strickland 1, OKUMURA 1, but OKUMURA miscued against Strickland now twice. Now that may start to worry about, he can start worrying about his tip. Maybe it's too hard, maybe he won't go down far enough from the cue ball next time. That could hurt him.
Yeah, I tell you what, people don't realize how fragile playing this sport is sometime. Everything's rolling along pretty good. I mean, obviously, Earl's just been smoking everybody all week, and he just been playing awesome pool. But I'll tell you what, if he can make that corner ball and run a couple of racks, I think this match is going to change complexion, Billy.
In his match against Bustamante, OKUMURA, that is, he was making the corner ball with regularity. Now, the 8 ball's on the wing. That's the ball that I want everyone to play close attention to. The 8 ball on the right-hand side of the monitor is the ball that he was making against Bustamante. The first time he broke the balls, that wing ball jarred. But I look for him to get good action off that wing, and if he can do that, this can be a very, very interesting match.
I tell you what, I played one match on this table, and I broke my best on this table, and I didn't even have to hit him that hard. I just popped it with kind of a stop shot and made the corner ball almost every time. I'm surprised. I think he's just not quite hitting the cue ball where he wants. He's come up where he hasn't made a ball on the break again. He kind of got the cue ball, I think, a little high. Did you see it kind of flow forward there before it got that kiss back up table?
Okay, the 2 to the 3 creates a little bit of a problem because of the position of the 3. I think what he should do, Nick, see if you agree with me, is play position for the 2 in the lower left-hand pocket like he's done, keeping that nice natural angle to drop down table for the 3.
He still, if he could be going into the 4 here, Billy, have trouble clearing that 4-6. He may have to force this down a little bit by those balls instead of just a pure follow. Boy, that's a great touch. That's one hard shot. That kind of force slide follow right down there. I don't know what you call that, Billy, but it seems a combination of a few of those things.
It certainly was a great shot. It was a type of a stroke that we're really not totally familiar with because we don't use it that often. Right. So therefore, we really don't know exactly what's going to happen when we do use it. Evidently, he did. He knew exactly what was going to happen. Repositioning cue ball in perfect line for the 3. Beautiful shot.
Well, that was great position, and it sets him. It kind of was like almost shooting at the 9. He has the 6 might be blocked, but he's got the perfect angle on the 5 to come across for the 6. And 7, 8 are close to each other. So he got a little closer to the rail than he wanted. But.
Well, he hit the 5 ball a little thick, and that's why he really didn't get the movement from the cue ball he anticipated. But nevertheless, you know, he's an excellent shot maker. He's got out of line slightly a little once again, but all he need to do is pocket the 7. That carries natural position for the 8 in the side. And it looks like rack number 3 is going to go Strickland's way, and then he'll take a 1-game lead in the match, 2 games to 1.
Well, he really played a nice position. That 3 ball was in a tricky position where he fell on the 2, and he made a great recovery.
Yeah, OKUMURA is going to have to be productive off the break to win this match, and if he's not, I don't give him that much of a chance here. But of course, you know, I've been wrong in the past, and recently I've been wrong a lot more than I want to be. But
well, 9 ball is such a volatile game around this break. I mean, you live and die with that break. I mean, yeah, if he doesn't break good, it's going to be a tough evening for him. Now, Earl broke from the right last time, the opposite side. Now he's coming over to the left, and I don't think OKUMURA quite hit that break as good as he wanted. Let's see if Earl can get that 5 ball that's on the wing in. No, he came a little short too with it, but he floated down. He's not going to. The difference, now look at the difference here. Now he's rail to rail on the 1, and and Earl started out close to the 1.
Right. This is a very interesting shot, Nick. Do you entertain the thought of crossing the 1 and actually utilizing this?
Yeah, I think
this is balls here and repositioning the cue ball maybe somewhere over in this area here.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think that's a really great choice, and Earl should find himself shooting into the rail first after this one, and he's executed it. OKUMURA has really controlled the cue ball on the 1. Excellent there, and Hitting this one may not be a hanger here, Billy.
I don't really see an accessible route to the one other than off the bottom cushion, or actually the cushion he's standing in back of.
One rail.
Other than that, I think he's going to be hard-pressed.
That may be the best route to the ball, is one rail into that one and stuff, and he's going to have to execute, because, boy, if he goes off this rail, he's really going to have to hit it with that low reverse to shorten it up.
And I don't think he can do it. Well, this is the other option, which is
everything. That's tie. Boy, what a shot that would be.
Yeah,
he got over that 4-8, huh?
And still keep the cue ball on the table.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's not a very good option.
Well, Earl's really looking it over close.
There's only one other option I see, Nick, and on the telestrator I'll point it out what it is, and that is maybe you can go two cushions, 1, 2, hit in here, and drop down there possibly. Take a look at that.
I like this. I think this, even though it's not the greatest, I think this is the best shot, the choice he made, and boy, what a nice hit.
Beautiful hit.
What a nice hit, and it looks like Okumura, he has a choice here. Do you cut in the one, or do you go for the win? I think I'd have to go for the win.
Absolutely. You cut in the one, there's no guarantee you're going to get out, and you might fall awkwardly on the 2.
Yeah, and this is an easier combination than the 2-9 unless you just fall full on the 2. And it's hard to do with the 5-8 there.
I'd make him a favorite to pocket this combination, considering how close the 9 ball is to the pocket.
Well, this ain't an easy combo. He has to really hit this 9 good. He's got to hit this pretty thin. On the plus side is a 1 and 9 are close, but on the negative side, he's got to hit the 9 pretty thin to make it. I tell you what a speed do you shoot? Do you kind of roll this, Billy, and you shoot pretty soft on this? What speed do you like the best on this shot?
I hit it soft because if he misses it,
he made a nice hit, and all of a sudden it's 2-2, Billy.
He put a clock on the table, and Pat wanted to know what it was for. Maybe it was because the glare off of the chrome on the corner or on the side pocket was getting to him. I don't know why he put the cloth on the table. Maybe we'll ask him that later, or maybe someone knows. But in the meantime, after game number 4, the match is tied up, 2 games apiece.
Yeah, must have been some glare, maybe. I'm interested to see how his break. I don't think he was real happy with his timing. Seemed just a hair out of sync on the last one. But so far, nobody's made a ball in the break yet. Out of what has it been, 4 breaks, and or 3 breaks, I guess.
Oh, it's 4 breaks. It's 4 games. Each game
Nobody's made a ball, huh?
Each game
strange,
is a break.
Isn't it? Yeah, 2-2. Yeah,
Here we
4
go.
breaks.
8 balls on the wing.
5th break. Let's see if that 8 ball goes this time.
It's been trying to go, but it hasn't made its way into the pocket yet. No?
Oh, I don't like him hitting that ball square like that. I think, and that scratch, boy.
Scratch the break, just keep all in hand anywhere on the table.
Strickland at the table with a great opportunity to take the lead in the match 3-2 if he's able to run the balls. The balls aren't really congested, but they're kind of like grouped all in the center of the table. You know, he could run into some problems if he's not careful.
Key's a 5. I'm getting on that 5 ball. If once he gets on the 5, I guess he comes over toward the 6 here from looking at this angle and stuff. He's fairly full in this 4, so I guess he just tries to slide over toward the spot. Played in the same pocket.
Okay, he wanted to get straight in on the 5, and he wasn't able to do that. So now he's going to have to, revise his plan somewhat and play the 6 in another pocket. He would have liked to have played it in the side and stopped for the 7.
He loaded it up with reverse, and he's found himself a little bit elevated, but does he have to draw in and out here, Bill? Does he have to draw to that left rail and back out?
I don't know what he's going to be doing with the 6. He could play it in the corner or the side. I think he likes the corner.
Yeah.
No, he liked the side.
No, he went in and out. Boy, nice hit. That was a very nice shot.
Yeah, he got the maximum out of that effort, and it looks like he's well on his way to capture game number 5 and take a 3-2 advantage in the match.
Just look how nice that speed is, Billy. You know, it's so much easier when you don't have to go down to that other rail.
I know. You're talking to someone who knows.
That's what you call the right side of the 8-ball, the one that we all like to be on, but sometimes we don't get on it.
Well, I kind of feel that this match is going to be a little bit closer than I first thought it was going to be, because Okumura certainly is he's playing very well. He seems quite focused. Strickland, obviously, he's been playing well all week long, and he's going to do his job. But once again, Okumura still has to be more productive off that break if he wants to stay with Strickland.
Yeah, sooner or later, Earl's going to figure out how to make a ball in this break, in my opinion. And he made the corner ball right there. Now, he hit him fairly square and just kind of popped him.
Now, he hasn't really gone to his power break. I'm not going to say all week long, but for the last 2 or 3 matches that I've watched him play, he's been using a cut break, and he's been hitting them softer. He put more velocity into that break that time.
Yeah, he kind of popped those where the cue ball came straight back, and both the results were terrific.
No, he's fallen short of the mark. He wanted to play a position for the 2 in the upper right-hand corner. He's fallen quite a bit short, but he has a couple good options here, Nick. He can either bank the 2 cross side if that's on, or he can reposition the cue ball behind the 6 and the 7.
Yeah, I like if you can shooting at the hole here, but if you can't, that 6-7's in an awful nice position for him to place the cue ball behind that 6-7, going either 2 or 3 rails.
And he has the ability to leave the 2 ball maybe in the middle of the table.
By the spot, maybe.
Yeah, right, because that's the kind of hit that is required to reposition the cue ball behind the 6-7.
Yeah, I like that selection unless the ball goes. He might clear the 6, though. No, it stopped in time. It stopped in time.
He's not happy with it, but I don't see what there's to be disappointed about. There's nothing to be disappointed about. He's done a pretty good job.
You know, if I could hit below the side, I like kicking toward this corner pocket where the 9's at myself. You do have the option to kick down the end rail where he's looking, but I like kick toward where all the action's at over here. That's something good could really happen if you kick toward this 9. You might kiss it and make the 2, or make it straight in. Or do you like, I mean, it's an easier hit the other way. I mean, you can't hardly miss the ball going to the end rail, so it's a little more secure going to the end rail. You can feel pretty comfortable that you're definitely going to hit the 2, but
well,
sometime I like the harder kick.
Well, that's because you're really well equipped to kick. You know, you're one of the world's best kickers. And a person like myself, I don't feel the trade-off is worth it. I would definitely take the easier kick.
You'd go to the end rail.
Yeah, I would take the easier kick. You know, the other kick is a lot more difficult, and I want to be able to.
Well, he's picking the kick that you'd like. So let's see what happens here.
But you still got to kick with speed here. I mean, you got to try to get lucky.
Yeah, this is not the soft kick here.
No.
This is not the finesse kick here. This is the power kick.
I don't see what's going on. Look, he's going to get away with this.
I tell you what, I guess he knew. I guess he was trying to hit that thin and go back to playing. That shows pretty clever. That shows he's pretty alert and pretty confident trying to hit the edge of that ball like that, Billy. I like what he did there.
Right.
Even though he probably was trying to miss the 6 and 7, it turned out perfect. But I really like his thought processes on that shot. He was trying to control those balls. We were talking about a power kick. He did use a control kick, and that's I like that. I like that.
Well, I guess his mindset was, listen, I'd rather leave a lot of distance because the chances of me ratting in the 2 aren't very likely. I think I got a better chance of winning this game if I leave him a possible long shot, maybe off angle, rather than leave him right in the hole. So,
I think that, and plus to me, what that shows, it shows the guy's really zeroed in concentration-wise. He's focusing, he's thinking pretty clear to see that shot.
he had the
I'm
courage.
impressed with that shot
And
that
he
he
had the courage
played there.
to shoot it.
Yeah.
You know, because he had the confidence that he could hit the side of the ball that he hit at the correct speed, and he did a good job, and he got rewarded for it. But Strickland isn't done yet because he's still at the table.
Okay, now Earl's hit the 2, and I think he's going to have to take a little bit of maybe a long shot. He may just have to draw back toward the side pocket where he's at and take a little longer shot on the 3. That's one option that he has. He can do whatever he wants, but I think he's going to have to take, I'd have to shoot at that pocket where the 9's at. That looks like a pretty big hole. Looks like it's hard to miss the ball if you cut it enough, you know. Seems like you can't hardly overcut and miss the 3.
Now, he doesn't have the angle that suggests that going down table and then back up table for the 3 is the best route. Does he have that angle, or can he just pull it back a little bit?
I think you need a bazooka to do that, to get down from this straight of an angle. I think he...
Well, I couldn't see the angle. I didn't know whether
Yeah, he was pretty straight, I think.
Now, he has sideboards with the 9, so therefore he's going to probably play the thin side of the 3 here.
Yeah, when I'm shooting this shot, I'm trying to make sure I cut this enough.
Yeah.
Don't hit the in rail. Of course, it might still kiss a 9 in. I don't know how it's laying. I can't tell exactly, but he's got a pretty big hole, I think, at this. I think he'll come with this shot, Billy, and have a chance to tie up this match. Oh, clean as a whistle. What a nice touch, that off speed. I don't know about you, but that's not exactly I like to kind of pop them in. I like to hear them ring when they go in the pocket. That off speed's never been my favorite. But boy, he sure did it without any trouble.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of his better shots because, you know, he doesn't really have a power stroke, you know. He's more of a finesse player. Plays good patterns.
He's got to go out, in and out 2 rails, doesn't he? Oh, what? Tell you what, he's hitting. He's had a couple of shots this rack where he hit them in nice and clean, Billy. It didn't kind of bobble. I mean, he hit those that 3 and that shot there. He hit nice and pure. I guess that's why he's in the U.S. Open final, huh? He's hitting the pocket pretty good.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good reason why he's still around, because he's hitting the pocket. And after game number 6, it's all tied up, 3 games apiece.
3 games apiece.
Well, this match is a little slower pace than most of Earl matches so far. This one is kind of nip and tuck so far, huh?
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious to see how well Earl responds later in the match if it continues to go on this way with this, you know, this pattern. 3-3, 4-3, 5-3, 5-4, 5-5, 6-5, 6-6. You know, because Earl hasn't really been in a real close match in this tournament. And this is the finals, and it's one match for all of it.
Oh man, he's going to the right now.
Well, he hasn't made the corner ball, staying on the other side of the table.
Right, he's making a change here now. He's went.
That's surprising. 938 for Strickland, only 769 for Okumura, but yet the match is tied up.
Huh.
He's not going to get rewarded, and fortunately, he didn't pocket a ball because Strickland steps to the table behind the 6.
He's lucky he didn't pocket a ball, or I think he's, since he can't see the 1, I think he's better to have the choice to shoot instead of giving it to Earl.
Let's take a look at the situation at hand here, Nick. Right away, I don't know. I just have to give him this shot. I don't see any real good, anything good that can happen to the shooter here. I mean, this is a tough situation here, it looks like to me. Is he going to bank the 1 to the right of these 7 and the cue ball? Yeah, that's a possibility.
I tell you what, unless I No, what I like here, if I was going to shoot it, is that safe where you go rail first and try to just leave the one there. But what does that do? The guy's going to end up maybe with a better shot to hook you. I don't like shooting at this. I kind of agree. I would let Earl try this one, but
Cue ball to the left, one to the right. It didn't work out for him, and he's left the shot. I didn't like the shooter in that spot.
No, I didn't like anybody shooting there. I think he'd been, well, after the results, but it's easy to say. But I tell you what, that's a tough position to really snooker a guy there.
Yeah.
Earl's hitting center court, too, with that one ball, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It looks like he's got a little off angle on the 2 here, Nick. And a lot of traffic on the other side of the table if he has to, choose a different route to get to the 3. He may even have to take a long shot on the 3, possibly.
Yeah, he might try to go between the 5-9 here, or he's got a lot of options.
Watch out.
He went between the 8 and 9, and he's...
Well, that's not bad, because now I can see a very accessible route to the 4. It's a 3-cushion route. Well, obviously, you can see it as well.
Yeah, he made a really good shot there. That was a tough position shot here.
I didn't think he had to elevate, but I was wrong. He did have to elevate. And now he's starting to run into a little bit of a problem here, Nick. If he cuts the 4,
he can't hardly afford to hit that 5 too far on top because he could slide in the corner pocket. He's got a delicate shot here to...
He could slide into the pocket, Nick. Oh, and if he would have nipped the 5, he would have ended up in the pocket. But he didn't do that.
But boy, what a nice touch. He had to load that up with that reverse English and controlling that to miss the 5. Boy, if he would have just clipped the 5 from that angle he was coming in there, he probably would have scratched or at least hung up the cue ball. But now it's he's just in great shape here.
He's going for the side with the 6. Going for the side pocket. There, the angle was too steep to hold it for the corner. He's opted to play position for the side. Now he's back in line. It appears, at least. Maybe he's falling a little short. Maybe you have to go through in between the 8 and 9 here, Nick.
Maybe he can hold it. No, you're right. He had to go between the 8 and 9. Tell you what, he's just controlled that cue ball marvelously. This rack, he's had a pretty tricky rack to run out, and what a great job of controlling that cue ball he's done this rack.
Right, it started off from the 2 to the 3, and then from the 3 to the 4, and then from the 4 to the 5. The 5 to the 6 wasn't anything special, but the 6 to the 7 was a real nice shot.
Well, I tell you what, that was a great rack where he exhibited fantastic control of the cue ball there, and he could have lost a cue ball on 3 or 4 shots there, and what a nice job, nice speed. That was pretty impressive, that rack there.
I believe we have the wrong score on the monitor, so we'll have to change that. It's 4-3 in favor of Strickland. And that reminds me, I have to mention that our statistician is Pete Fleming Jr. I'm sorry, Pete. That's the first top mistake that you made all week long. Who's keeping score? Who's keeping score here?
Okay, now Earl made the corner ball last time. Or did he come up dry?
No, he made the corner ball, the 4 ball. And he almost made it again, but he made another ball on the other side. And it looks like he's going to end up with some kind of... Well, I don't know if he has a shot or not, but if he doesn't have a shot, I don't think Okumura is going to like his position anyways behind the 2 with the cue ball.
No, if he doesn't shoot at the pocket, Okumura is going to be at a disadvantage when he comes to the table. Because it looks like to me he's got a great safety opportunity here. But he's looking around the table like he might do something. But, well, the safety just looks so easy. Of course, it's never as good taking that chance. As Okumura, the last game he won, he played a great kick off of Earl's safety. He made a great kick to win that game.
Earl's trying to go offensively, but he just can't force himself to do it.
And I bet he ain't forgot that last safety either.
You got to be careful not to lose the cue ball here. And it looks like he's cut off the bottom cushion for sure.
I think he's only got one way to go here. He's cut off this long rail too. That's the rail I like kicking at this the best because you can pocket the one. This other way, the best that can happen is you don't leave a shot. He's jacked up a little. I don't know if he's got a clean shot without this two, but he can't hit that two. He don't want to hit that two on this stroke because that one could come right toward it and end up being a foul.
I make him an underdog to make contact here. He's already trailing 4-3, and if he doesn't hit the one the way the balls are laying, he's going to fall further behind. 5-3.
Oh, I think I would bet he hits the one, unless he really has to shoot hard. He can get away here if he hits either the top or the bottom side of the one here. He don't have to leave Earl shot here. But he hit a little too full. Almost made it. Almost banked it.
I didn't think he could do that. I thought the 4 had that rail cut off.
Well, it looked like Earl's got his chance to open up the biggest lead of the match. If he wins this game, he can open up a 2-game lead and get a pretty nice rack here.
Yeah, there's spread.
Where you play the 5? Where do you play the 5 here, Billy? What do you like?
I play it maybe in the same pocket.
Yeah.
That seems pretty natural, and he's got options then. If he tries to play it in the lower right-hand corner, he's only playing position for one pocket that way. But playing position for the upper right-hand corner, just as long as he hits it with a little speed, make sure he drops on top of the ball. I think he's got a lot of room for error there. He's going underneath. He's playing position. Maybe I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, he's playing it for that pocket, or approximately in that area. Now he's.
Well, he ended up on the 50-yard line.
Yeah,
here.
he sure did. But he's pocketing so cleanly, it's going to be hard to stop him. And what gave him this opportunity was his ability to pocket a ball on the break. Even though he didn't come up with an offensive shot after the break, he came up with a shot to play a good, solid safety, and he got rewarded for that. So therefore, you have to pocket balls on the break, if you expect to win major matches like this here.
Well, he was able to play such an effective safety. That was...
And at the end of game number 8, it's Strickland by 2 games, 5-3.
Two scores, Mr. Strickland 5, Mr. Okumura 3.
So now Okumura, if given an opportunity, has to be pretty careful and make good with it because Strickland's starting to put some distance in between him and Takeshi. 2 games right now as we speak, and Strickland's going to be at the table breaking the balls. And he's been pretty productive off of the break. He's starting to go to his power break, and if that starts working for him, he can just blow him out. Earl Strickland shooting a blistering 960. Okumura, not that high, 769 right now, but in spite of that, he still is reasonably close, 5-3.
Well, he hasn't, except the break shot, he hasn't done all that much wrong in this match, Billy. He hasn't really, he might want to rethink that push out that he shot. That's only, I can't say that he's made really any mistakes after the ball's been broke, except he might want to rethink that when Earl pushed out about maybe letting Earl shoot that. Or
Right.
He really hasn't made any mistakes much after the balls are broke, but not making a ball on the break, that's... he's going to have to figure that one out. And Earl's made a ball, and now he's going to end up in that same position again with that push out, and he's going to need to stop Earl's run here, because look the way them balls are laying. Once you get a shot on the one, it's like a dream layup, Billy.
If you notice, Nick, that's the second time that the one ball has repositioned itself and around the same area after the break. The last time it was down there as well.
Yeah.
So Earl is, if he starts playing position on that one ball, because he's pocketing balls on the break, so if he starts playing position, this match could be over in a hurry. In the meantime, let's take a look at the situation. It seems once again like it's a very difficult situation Okumuра's confronted with, so I feel wisely he passed it back to Strickland.
I think here I just try to play the cue ball behind that 5-7. But, boy, you got a lot of choices here. He's going to try to get him with the 6-8. And done a great job. What a nice touch. Boy, is that a hard shot there to control those, both the one and the cue ball like that. I don't know if he left him in the window or not.
But it is a very difficult shot, not only to control the cue ball, but have the faith and that the table is going to roll true. Because if the table rolls a little bit to the left, he can get a double kiss there and sell out the game.
Yeah, you can sell out the game real easy.
It looks like he did left him the keyhole here.
Yeah, if he can get him behind that 6-8 and let Earl kick, I can't tell how much of the one he can hit. I don't know if he can hit the right side, the middle, or... he might be forced into playing a bank here if that's all the ball enough, if he can't hit enough of it to play safe.
I think he'd be thrilled to have the bank available. I would definitely shoot the bank.
Well, if you make the bank, you should, unless you run into the 6 and get a bad kiss or something, you got a really good chance to win this game if you make this bank. And he let it get away, and he went wide with the bank. Shows you how tough those shots are.
Well, it doesn't seem like he's really suffered any offensive consequence after missing that, unless I'm mistaken. I mean, I don't think he can go for much here.
You know, I met Takeshi at the first time in 1980 and at that Sacramento tournament where Buddy Hall and Mike Siegel played in the finals there. First time I saw him, he was with Fujima. You remember Fujima?
Yeah,
He used to
I do.
come over here. He was the first Japanese champion I really ever saw, and he was with Fujima then. And
Earl decided that he would take a shot at the billiard, but it proved to be maybe too costly. He's left Okumura a shot on the one, the side. But Okumura's got some work ahead of him. I think he's got a funny little angle here. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong.
yeah, it looks like to me that he may have to soft roll this one in the hole or else avoid that 4-6.
That's an excellent shot.
That's a hard shot.
I thought that the angle that he had was a little flatter than I thought it was, but giving that flat angle, I thought he should have shot that with a little more speed. He hit it pretty soft.
I tell you what, he's got a tough layout here. Going from that 4 to the 5, 5 to the 6. That's a lot of work there. This is not an automatic rack for him to win like most of the racks we've seen the players play so far. He's going to have to earn this one. It's kind of a little bit maybe more like that one Earl ran, that one he ran where he had to play such great position, and Okumura's found himself in the same position. He already made a great shot on the one.
That's a good shot. Now, he's gotten himself back in reasonable line here, Nick. But from the 5 to the 6 is going to be very difficult. The position of the 9 precludes him from going 3 cushions around, so he's going to have to go cross table twice. And it's going to be a very difficult shot. He's a little awkward on the 4 as well.
Well, I think here I just try to get good position to pocket the 5 here, and then give some thought maybe to just trying to get close to the side and then taking that natural angle to follow around for the 7, 2 or 3 rails. I don't think if you don't get the right angle to get above the side, I don't think I'd try to force anything.
I Okay, this is going to be
this is
difficult shot. He's quite a distance
See, I
from the
think I
five.
would try to draw over to the third diamond and bounce off about a foot and take that tougher shot on the 6, because if you roll it in that corner pocket, you should come down here 3 rails, end up with a good shot on the 7, and don't have to lose unless you just hang the 6, you know?
Do you think he can comfortably get it back to that diamond from the position he's in now? I think it's a pretty tough shot. Maybe you're right.
I mean short of the side.
Oh, short of the side. Oh, I see.
And take the longer
Okay,
shot
now-
on the
okay,
6,
now I
because
understand
I
what you're
think it
saying.
might be too big a gamble. That sides are going to loom large and depend on how good he hits the 5 as far
Yeah.
as how clean that side pocket's really in play.
Yeah, I totally
And
agree.
he took the conservative route, but he would have liked to get just 3 or 4 more inches off that rail. Because now I think you got to think about going straight up and down the table with the 6, and you have to hit it a little fuller. And you pretty well probably got to make this. I don't think there's, you can get it. It's hard to get away on this shot. You pretty well just going to have to come with this. But one thing nice about this, still, the main thing is he just has to bear down on pocketing the 6. The position's not that difficult on the 7. He's laying in a good position to get position on the 7. He just has to really bear down and pocket this 6.
And so far, he's been doing exactly the way you described it. Let's see if he continues. Very nicely executed shot.
He needs a little bump, wouldn't hurt, because I think he's fallen on that angle where he may have to
Stop it again.
stop, or I don't think he can get down real low on the 8. I think he fell on that angle where he's almost straight in. He might be able to go forward and bounce off. Of course, here, just get a foot closer past the side pockets is pretty huge.
Yeah, this has been a very, very difficult rack. At least it turned out that way. You know, every ball's been a lot of pressure on each one of these shots, and that's wearing.
Yeah, and he's got one more. He's got one more before he's out of the woods. He's got to hit this 8 good. And like you say, that pressure, shot after shot after shot, he hasn't had anything real easy.
Well, I'll tell you what, he rolled up his
I
sleeves.
tell you
He went to
what,
work.
he earned this game. I'm telling you, what a fine exhibition of character this rack has been. This has been a character builder, this rack.
And especially when you consider he trails by 2 games and he can't afford to make a mistake.
Yeah, and you can bet that he knows that score 5-3. He didn't want to lose one more pill on that board at this stage of the match.
That was quite impressive. And
Great job. I have to take my hat off for Okumura with that rack. That was a job well done. Just superb play.
And I'm certainly sure he's glad that rack's over. At the end of game number 9, it's Strickland with the lead, now by only 1 game, 5 games to 4.
Tell you what, my knees are weak just sitting here watching all that, Bill.
Yeah,
Squeezing on every shot.
I dogged it a couple times watching it.
It looks like we may have a timeout here.
Yeah, we're going to have a timeout for sure. He's opted to take a timeout. I don't know if we're going to take one as well, but...
I think that's a pretty good ploy on his part, because he's got to figure out this break during this timeout. He's got to figure out how to make a ball. If he wants to beat Earl Strickland this match, he just can't come up dry every time he wins a game, because he's not going to get that many opportunities,
No.
Billy. And now's when he's got to focus and decide what he's going to do and then go with it. If it works, he's got a chance to win this match, because he's obviously pocketing balls and playing the game plenty good enough to win this match.
Yeah, he's definitely, playing well enough to win. But now he has to pick up on his break, and if he can do that, he's got a legitimate chance to defeat Earl. So we're going to take a break. When Takeshi gets back, we'll be back with you. Well, I believe Okumura has made his way back into the arena, as Nick would say. And we're just about ready to continue the match. This is game number 10. Strickland 5, Okumura 4. There's the stats. Strickland shooting a 936. Okumura back up to an 818, and he's not done yet.
Okay, now he went back to the left. He tried the right the last time, and he's went back to the left side of the box. And let's see if he's able to do what you said he did last match against Bustamante.
6 ball.
Okay, now that was the low draw.
And he
made 2 balls. He made the one in the side, and he made that corner ball, Billy. And He's facing a very tough shot on the 2, but boy, there's a big reward for whoever makes this 2 ball, huh?
Let's take a look at this, Nick, on a telestrator, okay? Notice the position of the 4 and the 5. If he cuts the 2 in this corner, goes cross table here, relocates the cue ball right here, even if he misses the 2, there's a good chance that the 4 and the 5 will be blockers.
Yeah, you're right. He could fall behind him. That's not a bad choice at all. I kind of like your thought processes there, Billy. The only thing I would think different than that would be if you might want to give some consideration to playing the ball on the side, or I would shoot this ball in whatever hole I had the most confidence. The bank, the cut in the side, or the cut in the corner.
I think you have to rule out the side. I don't think he can play position if he plays it in the side.
You might be right. One thing, it looks like he's taking your choice. He's coming all the way to the corner, I think, with this ball, unless he's playing safe. And he overcut it, I believe. And let's see if that safety came into play. I cannot tell.
Well, it looks like he's given up a shot because he overcut the ball. Had he not overcut the ball,
he got him a little.
Maybe he got him.
I'll tell you, from a look on Earl's face, I think that if he makes this ball, he's going to have to spin it around that 5. I think that's probably the choice he's going to have to, or that's one of the choices he has, is he can English this maybe around the 5 and try to cut it in that pocket, but.
I look for, I'm gonna make a prediction here.
Yeah,
that
he's
off
up in the air a little bit. He's even got to curve his ball a little.
Oh, and, wow.
He curved it too much, didn't he?
Sure did.
Wow.
He sure did. And now OKUMURA's back at the table with a little easier shot, a lot closer to the 2 ball this time.
Well, not as thin an angle. I think after practicing on that other one, now
Similar.
I would come with the same type shot. I think, he saw he overcut the neck, so I think that now would be a good time for him to cut it up where the 8's at. And really, the one nice thing here, he can kind of row this just a soft to maybe a medium speed, where that hole's pretty big if he catches the side rail, it. And he can hardly fall real bad, I don't think, on the 3-9. I think here just shooting at the 2 is like making a 9.
Well, he made that one. Oh, wow, I thought he made it when he hit it.
Yeah, it was a little, he overcut both of those 2. And a big break for Earl there.
Yeah, he didn't figure to get back to the table, at least not in this game.
Well, I think he can hit it. I think he's a little longer than he wanted, but I'd like to be shooting at this combo if I don't think the 4's in the way.
I don't know if he can hit it where he needs to hit it, Nick, to make the 9.
Is the 4 in the way? It looks like
I think so.
Oh. Boy, what a great shot. What a great shot.
I figured that was possible with the high balls, to do that.
Well, that's great control where he hit the 3 there. That's a difficult shot. That was a great shot.
The high ball actually enabled him to do that. Had he hit, the high ball just held it up so he could do that. But it was a great shot. So
that was a great shot. That was a great shot. Yep. Earl showed a little magic himself there, didn't he, on that billiard and kick combination.
Okay, once again, Strickland's up by 2 games. Neither player has ever had a lead by more than 2 games, and only one has, and that was Earl. So therefore, he's got a chance to extend his lead at the table, preparing to break the balls in the 11th game. There's the 5. And the 3 ball is going to kiss the 1. Take a look at the 4, 6, and 8 on the right side of the table. Yeah, the 1's pocketable on the side, the 2 in the corner, but the 4, he could possibly Nick, play the 1 and then play shape on the 2 and go into the 6 off the 2. Now that's one of the things that he can do to remedy the problem.
That's what he seems to be looking at, the choice that you pick there, Billy. He looks like he's looking like he may play that 3-ball combination.
Or maybe even a billiard, if that's available. Now he's playing for the combination.
He came up a little, he may have to play I think here what he may do is hit the top side of the 2 and go into the 6-4 and play position for the 2 for this lower right corner.
Right.
That's one choice he has anyway.
If he has that, that's probably a pretty good choice because he's controlling his position ball of the 2.
Yeah, just, yeah, that may be the choice he makes. No, he still played the combo,
and he didn't control the 2. So that's why if he had the opportunity, and if it was laying right, he should have played the billiard because he can control the 2.
Well, I tell you what.
The 6 is out of line now. Look at the 6. Tough ball. I like hitting down the foot at the head end of the table because I wouldn't want to move the 6.
I agree. You're better off leaving the 6 there and getting him almost ball in hand rather than taking any chance at all.
Moving the 6.
On moving the 6. A little harder to hit it that way, and he seems to be looking this other way, but I'd hate to take any chance on moving that 6 here. I'd had to force him to play position on that 6 ball here.
Oh my. Now he's got ball in hand.
Well, I tell you what, I think that's better than moving the 6.
Oh, I
Hitting
think
the
so
2
too.
and moving the 6. I think he's better off whiffing it because what do you do on that 6? The bank.
You're almost tempted to play the 2 on the side and play the 3-9 combination.
Well, if you can play the 2 into the 6 and spread them out and play position on the 3, I think that's maybe the best shot. At 3-9, that's not exactly the ideal combination I'd be looking for, but that 6 may be too far down. I think that's what Takeshi's looking at right now to see if, and that may not, I don't think that shot's maybe there.
Well, let's take a look at it from this perspective. What if the 6 is too far down? Then what's your plan of attack?
Well, I think, I tell you what, as close as that, I think what I'd do is line up on that 2 for that pocket, and I think I'd have to give serious consideration to playing the 3-9 here.
That's what I was saying. I say, if the 6...
you can make the 6. You can play position to bank the 6 and still don't have to win the game because getting position on the 7's hard. I think I'd go for the 9 here. My choice.
That's what I would do myself. I would play a position for the 3-9 combination. If the 6 is too far down, which obviously it is.
And I think that's a choice he made, although from this angle he could try to come across and break him out or anything. But I look for him to go the shot that if he hits it good, he wins the game with it, and I kind of like his choice there. He's just in a position where there's no simple choices, nothing he could do that's going to make winning this game easy. He's just going to have to execute this combination. And he finds himself in that 2 games behind and another critical shot that he has to aim at.
Now he's putting that cloth and napkin once again back down, or the handkerchief he has back down. It must be the glare on that chrome by the side pocket. See the glare? He's saying glare. No, he's not saying glare, but he's saying glare.
Okay, we got Scotty out there in Barry Berman, and to see, must be some question about the legality of what he's done. He's already done it once.
This is one. I mean, are they going to refer to the rule book for this decision?
Because you find the glare off the black is coming right into that.
So they're going to allow him to do it.
This must be a discretion call.
I think this was a call on the part of the tournament director, Scott Smith, is allowing Okumura to continue on with this.
Very badly missed combination.
Yeah, he didn't hit that combo good, but that combo that's not the shot that you like to have to play. That was one hard combination. Now, what does Earl do? I tell you, it's, boy, you got a million things you can do here. Boy, talk about some choices here. Wow.
He's looking at the cross corner bank. I don't know if I would even look at that. And especially where the 7 is, the 9 blocks the pocket for the 7. If he's able to get, a reasonable line for the cross corner bank.
Well, one thing about it, this Earl, when it comes to shot making, he's got a pretty good imagination. And he played a bank on that 9. Wow. He's made 2 pretty creative shots the last 2 games to win those last 2 games. He's made 2 great shots, huh?
Yes, he has. And he got paid off for it, too, because now the score is 7 for Strickland, 4 for Okumura, and now Strickland's ahead of him by 3 games. That's the largest lead he's had in this match. Now we're gonna replay the kick shot. That was the 3-9 billiard, but we'll play. Let's play that shot in a little while. We'll play it later, a little later.
Okay, Earl's got his biggest lead of the match. He's up 3 games and breaking. And the corner ball didn't go. And he didn't make anything, did he?
And he's left Okumura a real tough shot, one that he cannot reach. He's going to have to get out the bridge. And if he gets out the bridge, playing position for the 2 is going to be very difficult, too. So even if he pockets the 1, playing position for the 2 is another problem.
Yeah, his only other choice is try to snooker him behind the 4, but that's not a very effective safety because he's leaving him a pretty easy kick. At least to make contact.
Yeah, well, most importantly, he must pocket the 1. At least he'll stay in control of the table, and if need be, he can play some sort of a safety off the 2.
Yeah, I think just try to bear down and make the 1 and hope that you get some kind of shot on the 2 here. Just be sure you get the 1 in the hole.
I don't think he should hit it hard enough to scratch, which he didn't.
He overcut it.
He overcut it.
And,
that's not too bad.
But he's come out pretty good, Billy. Boy, look, boy, he'd like to be shooting at the 2 here.
Strickland would like to just clip the right-hand side of the 1 after hitting the long cushion, the side rail. That way, the cue ball will pick up some speed and maybe find its way back of these balls on the left side of the table. Because he really doesn't have much other than that. I don't even know if he has that. He's really in a tough spot right here.
Well, trying to not leave him a shot at that corner pocket. Yeah, he went with a hard shot, hoping something good happens, and I can't tell where the...
He's left him straight in.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the layout, Nick. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Looks like a 6-9 combination.
Yeah, I think Okumura is pretty happy to get this good a shot on the one, and he's got a pretty nice layout. I think here the critical part is when you go from the 4 to the 5 to get good on the 5, where you can cut down as much distance as possible from the cue ball to the 6.
And he's lying rather awkwardly on the 2, and he has to use the bridge on top of it. Is the angle too steep for him to comfortably control the cue ball for the 3?
And tell you what, it's not, he may control it, but it's definitely not comfortable, Billy. Oops, he just moved the 8. Okay, Earl told him to put it back.
You only move one out, you probably get one, and that's the option, leave it where it is, and move it back.
Takeshi really has come to the table with some tough layouts. No, he couldn't even hold the cue ball for the 3. But fortunately, the cue ball found a way back to the 7.
I tell you what, I don't know where he'd made the 3 if the 2 fell in. Of course, tell you what, this kick's laying pretty good. If he goes that long rail, Billy, I think Earl's a favorite on this kick, especially after watching those last 2 trick shots he made to win the last 2 games.
Yeah.
If he hits this side rail and kicks a 2 in, he's going to be perfect on the 3. If he can just catch that long rail right short of that pocket, he should bounce off just perfect. And look at this, look at this, look at this.
It looked like for a while that this match was going to be a lot more competitive than what it's turned out to be to this point. Strickland now will have a 4-game advantage if he's able to pocket the 6-9 combination. 8 games to 4.
Well, I couldn't tell how hard that angle was, but boy, he put himself in a tough position on that 2 ball when he pocketed the 1. He didn't get out near far enough for the 2. If he could have got good position on the 2, it's a pretty nice layout. But
from my vantage point, it looked like he had a pretty good angle on the 1. I'm surprised to see him forcing the cue ball over. I thought he could roll it.
Yeah, well, evidently it wasn't as if he rode it, it'd be pretty hard to miss it. Evidently, he was too straight in, and he just caught that 1 a little too full.
Right. Had he cut the 1 a little more, he probably would have gotten where he intended to go. But that's neither here nor there. It's all over. Strickland leads in the match 8 to 4, and Takeshi's going to have to deal with it from this position, if he can. Five ball.
Yeah.
No pocket for the 1 unless he intends on cutting it down the rail to the lower left-hand corner. I look for him to reposition the cue ball somewhere down there. Possibly.
Yeah, he may come all the way down by the 9.
And he's done a pretty good job. I don't think it's going to scratch.
I think he's left him where he can hit the 1, but I don't know if he can hit enough of it to make it. I don't know what part of the 1 he could hit. But I know one thing, if I had a shot to cut this in the right pocket, I think I'd just bear down on it. I think he's reached a stage where if he's got an open shot, he better try to win a game.
He don't have that ability. He cannot cut it into the right-hand corner.
It's the 4 in the way.
Yeah. He cannot cut it into the right-hand corner. And he's got the angle. If he goes off the top of the ball, that upper right-hand corner pocket becomes very big. He's going to have to defend against scratching in the upper right-hand corner pocket, that's for sure, regardless of which shot he chooses to shoot. I think he can only hit the right of the 1 ball. He would like to hit the 1 ball very thinly, cutting it to his left. That's going to require a very accurate hit.
Yeah, but there is a reward if he executes that one good. If that works where he can hit the absolute right edge of that ball, and if he makes it not scratch, yeah, that means if he overcuts it, he won't scratch either. He could come all the way around, get behind the 6-9. I kind of like that, even though it's real hard. If he executes, if he either makes it or overcuts it, there's a big reward unless he runs into those two balls over, 3 or the 7. He's going to be coming right back toward the 9. Even the 9, he could even bump the 9 in on that shot, and he's at the stage of the match where I think he needs to take a little bit chance and allow himself a chance for something good to happen.
Now, if I see it right, that's what he has available. We must hit the thin side of the 1. No, he could hit the left side of the 1. Now, I apologize. I didn't mean to make you do all that work for nothing.
Well, he elected to go the safety route, but boy, he's in danger of really ending up behind something there. I think sometime when you fall behind in these matches like this, you just gotta take a chance on executing a shot, because sometimes it can really get you pumped up, and sometimes it can even turn that momentum drastically around. And he's at the stage of the match where he's in big danger of hanging in the match, you know, and
so he really can't be thinking passively. He has to make something happen for himself.
Yeah, especially a mediocre safety. I mean, you know, that's a very mediocre safety in my opinion. It's the best he could maybe do from that position, but I think he maybe needs to think more aggressive toward the end of this match if he's going to have a chance to win, because he's going to have to get to that 9 ball.
Is he playing? He can't possibly be playing the 9 here. I think he was trying to play the 9 there.
Boy, what an interesting situation this is here, Billy. Boy, he's got some choices here too.
I think he almost has to drop underneath the 7 if it's possible, or at least down that end of the table.
I don't like that. I don't like that. But I tell you what, I like cutting it between the 2-8 and trying to clip that 1, maybe make the 9 here. I really feel like he's going to have to do something good to stay in this match, and that means trying to win a game here. See, that 9, I think he could, well, you might be right. Maybe that's easy to find. If I felt comfortable I could find the 7, if it wasn't too hard, I would go for it. But looks like to me it could get away from him. But
I think he's shooting your shot, Nick.
I tell you what, I think that's what he has to do. I tell you what, I think he has to get more aggressive in this match. He's not in the lead. I think when you're in the lead, you can try to protect the lead, but I think when you're behind, you got to charge forward and try to make something good happen. And now, if he can break and get a shot and run a rack, he's keeping Earl in that chair, and all of a sudden the pressure starts to mount a little bit. He's 2 games behind, and Earl's thinking, boy, what if he gets another shot, and then he breaks and snookers him, you know? I mean, that pressure starts to really mount.
Right. Anytime you're facing a deficit 3 to 4 games in the middle of a match and given an opportunity to either play passively or offensively, if it's that close, always go to the offense. I think that's probably
at least if you execute good, you win the game. You can execute to safety, and we've seen Earl make some spectacular shots to win some games here when he was snookered, and that's what put him in this lead. If he don't make that first billiard, he might not even be ahead in this match right now. You know.
I agree. Excellent point. Well, that's just too weak there.
Yeah, that didn't look, he didn't get very good action there.
There's some stats. Earl Strickland shooting a 914. Very, very respectable score. Okumura, on the other hand, 706. Not nearly as good.
Tell you what, I guess Earl had a tough angle there to get out far enough for this 2. Now, Earl may think about a strong safety here. Boy, cutting that toward that 8 or something, getting behind this 3, that looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, real good. But he's looking at something differently. He's looking to reposition the cue ball on the 5, it looks like. And he's allowed it to leak out, and he's given Okumura a shot on the 2. And then something that he can work with also. He can probably put a little bit of inside English on this shot, Nick, and hold the cue ball for the 3.
Yeah, you could possibly. Of course, you hate to bump that 7 away that 6, but the most important thing you got to be thinking about here is pocketing the 2 and just getting some kind of a shot, stopping it around the 7 if possible, I would think.
Should stop it in between the, well, he's overcut a lot of balls.
Yeah, that's just not an easy shot. He didn't seem to really bear down on that 2 as hard as I thought he would. He kind of 1 or 2 stroked it, which is a little unusual for him. He didn't seem to really aim as hard at that shot as he usually does.
Well, he made a nice shot. Not only did he stop for position on a 3, but he broke loose to 6 from the 7, which would have been definitely a problem a little later in the rack. Now, if he can reposition the cue ball for the 4, he certainly has done a fine job.
Yeah, what a nice touch, huh? He's really been playing great position with that cue ball. Good speed.
So it looks like that every facet of the game, he's been playing better than Okumura. Breaking, ball pocketing, position play.
That's why he's ahead.
8-5, and looking to extend it.
Yeah, he wins this game. He's only 2 games away from the promised land. That was nice. If you bump the 8 there, you could end up with where you got to cut that 7 a lot. Boy, he had to be close to that 8 too. That was.
He'll just stop. This will give him 9 games to Okumura's 5.
Strickland's game number 14. After 14 games, the scores Mr. Strickland 9, Mr. Okumura 5.
I don't know. Okumura seemed to have slowed down a little bit since that one difficult rack that he ran out. Since then, he doesn't seem to have done nearly as much. You know, I mean, he's had a few opportunities and he hasn't made good with them.
Well, he's ended up with a lot of tough shots, Billy, even though Earl kind of opened the door a little bit on the 2 ball. That wasn't a hanger, you know what I mean? And then I think the whole thing gets back to the breaks putting way too much pressure on his game. I think it's hurting his ball pocketing ability because every time he comes up, or he's 2 or 3 games down, and he's got to like load that ball up with reverse and low kill. I mean, you know, that makes those shots where when you're making balls and you get that lead, that right hand's just always a little bit looser.
Right. And things aren't really coming easy for Okumura, and that's probably one of the reasons, like Nick said, he's having problems because they're just wearing.
Yeah, I think the fact that he hasn't been able to get much happening on the break, I think, has put a lot of pressure on the rest of his game.
And on the other hand, Strickland, he's been pretty productive off of the break. I mean, maybe he hasn't ended up with an offensive shot that often after the break, but he still ended up in control of the table to play some sort of a reasonable safety to put Okumura on the defense.
Well, Earl's definitely he's made some really terrific shots in this match. I mean, he's been pretty creative in this match, and he's made some sensational shots.
Yes, he has. He banked the 9 combination. He made the back rail kick billiard 3-9. He's done some pretty fancy stuff. Really very innovative in this match. And that was careless, but of course, that's something that that's very possible by his style. He's got that quick tempo.
Yeah, I'm surprised he just didn't stop. He was going in and out.
This is not a gimme. It's not a gimme.
Yeah, he had to go 2 rails there, and well, let's see what he comes up with here, Billy. He's been pretty creative in these situations. You think he's just going to kick a 6 in the corner or play a billiard on the 9? Who knows what we're liable to see here, huh?
Yes, that's right.
I mean, he's giving us a clinic in some pressure situations tonight on some very inventive shots.
Well, you called him, Nick. He kicked the 6 in. I was going to say, if he kicks the 6 in, or if he makes the 9, or whatever he does, if it's good, he's going to give you that pump with the right hand. And that's exactly what he did. He'll bank this cross side.
Well, Earl Strickland's found himself on the hill for the U.S. Open. His 5th U.S. Open. He is close. I tell you what, pretty strong, that kick on the 6. Just incredible, huh?
Yeah, he's really feeling it out there, He owns the table. He can field all kind of different shots. Banking the 9 combination, billiarding the 9, hitting rail first, kicking in balls. He's really feeling good.
Well,
Corner ball. Well, that's the only thing he hasn't done this match is make it on the break.
well, boy, look at this layout, Billy. It looks like 2 to the 3, 3 to the 4. Boy,
Well, the 6.
I think this U.S. Open,
There's a
if
6
it doesn't go past the 9.
I don't know if it does or not. We'll soon find out. It looks like it does because he's not even worried about anything. It does definitely because of the angle he left himself on the 5. It's not a type of an angle that he has to work the cue ball with. So he must have plenty of room. There it is, the right hand.
Well, Looks like Earl's going to get the record 5th U.S. Open. That's quite an accomplishment, huh, Billy? This was definitely Earl Strickland's week in Chesapeake, Virginia, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's no question about it. He wasn't going to be denied this week. He was playing so well, and he just felt it all week long. No one came close to beating him.
I tell you what, Okumura, though, what a tournament. 286 players, Billy. And he can go back to Japan with $20,000, and he's had a good week too.
He sure has.
He just couldn't figure out that break, and that will end up being the downfall.
Well, he started out with a disadvantage. It's hard for him to figure out the break because he doesn't have the power to make things happen for himself if nothing is happening on his break. You know, well, Earl has the power. He can make a lot of things happen for himself on the break. He can, that's what makes him so explosive, you know.
Well, that sure was a great tournament. It's the biggest field they've ever had in the U.S. Open. 286 players. That's a huge field, Billy.
Yes, it is.
And so many foreign players this year. And Barry Berman, he's really done a great job promoting this event. And I want to thank Barry very much. I like the green jacket he gave us all the champions this year. That was a really nice touch. Nice. And just a great event. And boy, I tell you what, Earl put on just an awesome display of 9-ball this week. And I tell you what, that kick behind that 3 billiard and that 9, that pretty well tells you the tale this week, huh?
Yeah, he was spectacular all week long. He played well, and in the finals, he wasn't any different. He was spectacular in the finals as well. Got all the crowd behind him tonight, that's for sure. I mean, they wanted Earl to keep the trophy in the United States, and he did him a favor by keeping it there. So you have to admire him, though. The guy's really playing well right now, and look how happy he is. Look at that. All that pressure's gone.
All smiles for Earl tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, that all business face is gone. He's just smiling and gleaming. Look at him.
I got it, guys. It's crazy, but don't get it on the pool table.
Yeah, all that intensity.
I know Okumura would have liked to get to the first place prize, but I tell you what, he did better than 284 other players this week. He certainly has nothing. He can hold his head up high, and he's had a great week in Chesapeake to himself.
Especially when you consider that he really doesn't have much of a break. To end up in the finals of the U.S. Open with 286 players, that's quite an accomplishment, really. I mean, he's really done a heck of a job.
Earl Strickland would like to say as much as he wants to say. Well, it's very seldom that I get everybody's undivided attention. But I want to say that this is a great event. I've been coming here for 18 years. I was borrowed for 1 year. But it was my fault. I'm not blaming anybody. But I told the guy a while ago, I said, I was playing for the title. I mean, there's a lot of money at stake here. But believe me, I was playing for the title. I wanted that 5th U.S. Open. I wanted to set a standard that would be tough to beat. And I'm sure one day, when I'm dead and gone, people are going to be saying, geez, how did he ever win 5 U.S. Opens? Well, I'll tell you what, the man that wins 6 will be a greater man than I'll tell you that. But I'd like to thank everybody, the fans. First of all, we couldn't have this event without the fans. Fans are great here. Mike Siegel said something the other night that made a lot of sense. He's never seen an event with so many people lined up around the tables. And he's right. I've been all over the world. I've played in every event. This is the greatest participation from fans that we get. And we appreciate that. Give yourself a hand. I want to thank the mayor for coming out and being a part of this event. We really appreciate that, Mayor. And I'd like to thank all the staff, the Holiday Inn, and their beautiful facility here. It's a wonderful facility. You know, I won this tournament in 4 different venues. Chesapeake Conference Center is a beautiful place. I won this event in 4 different locations, I think. Lake Wright, Accu-Masters, over there and here. So it's obvious that I had to learn to win here. But I want to thank the sponsors. I want to thank Brunswick. I've won at least 95% of my titles. At least I won probably 100 or more. And I've won 95% of them on Brunswick's. So that tells you something about Brunswick's and me. I owe a lot to Brunswick because they made me the player I am. I really believe that. I want to thank Barry Berman. He's a wonderful person.
Right. Yeah.
I want to thank his staff. He's surrounded by great people. This man right here is surrounding himself by some great people, and he knows that. I'd like to thank everybody that came here and contributed and participated. And I want to thank the sponsors. I just can't thank you enough. And I'll be back next year to try to defend it.
Yeah.
And I'll be back at Accu-Masters for we're going to try to make that the 4th major, right? One of the majors. Right, but we're going to try to make it a master. I mean, a major like in golf.
Are you going to win a Grand Slam this year?
Okay, that's right. We're going to Accu-Masters to party. I haven't been partying much lately, but he's going to try to pour a few drinks down there.
You got to ride with me, Kyle. You'll be right when you get there.
No, you're going with me. You're going with me in that new Porsche I got. I'll throw your head back a little bit.
Oh, whatever. You're going with me.
His head's going to... Why don't we race over there?
I tell you what, you can drive.
Don't insult me with that Corvette just since I got a brand new motor.
You win again.
But I just want to say thanks. God bless America. God bless OKUMURA. God bless the whole world. Pool's a wonderful game. I want everybody to know that I learned to play this game out of love, not for money. I started playing pool because I loved it. And I think that's what makes a great champion. It's because he learns to play out of love. Money is just a bonus, a way to live. Of course, I need it as much as I can. And I want you to know that I love this game dearly. I'm trying to start a tour for some of the legends of the game. And I want to say that this game deserves more than what it's got to this point. We're going to make this game popular if it kills me. I'm telling you, we're going to make this game popular.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, the 25th annual 2000 U.S. Open champion. Give it up one more time. I know you have energy left.